Hotgate gamers from around the world, you are here again for another episode of Adventures in Arda. You are of course here with your Hotgates gaming host James, bringing you some more Hobbit SBG battle report goodness. Hope you've all been enjoying the battle reports recently. Have you been enjoying them? Awesome. Cool, Steve?
Yeah, I love it.
He needs no introduction these days. It is of course Cool Steve from Top Table Wargaming. Now a couple of little disclaimers before we get down on the table and get started with this next battle report. I have noticed that in some of the comments recently that we have got a few of the rules wrong or forgetting certain things from profiles. Do remember of course that a lot of the time we're trying to show off some cool stuff that we haven't necessarily used before, and although we do our best, some things do slip through the net, especially if they're things that we've not used before.
And we're playing for fun.
And we are definitely playing for fun. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be hot on the rules of course, but do mind out for that. And also always a good idea to check the comments below first, so we don't just get the same comment saying, James, you're doing barge all wrong. But we are going to try and create a nice cool scenario for you guys again, so make sure that you've got your paints out ready, and we do hope you enjoy this one. It's approximately a 420 point battle report.
Yeah, it's going to be a cool one. We've put the forces together. It follows on, doesn't it, from the last one?
It kind of follows on,
Yeah.
So what we're actually going to do is do a little bit of a modified kind of high ground scenario. So what has happened is, unfortunately, the Eagles weren't held up, didn't manage to hold up a lot of the evil forces, so they're not actually going to be able to come and rescue Thorin's company. So we do have some members of Thorin's company down below, which we'll show you in a second, and they're going to be holding out in a particular area like in hold ground, so they are going to get VPs for being close to the centre of the table. However, in their little grove is going to be causing terror effectively, so anybody who is in there who gets charged, it will cause terror, so it might cause a little bit of problem for Azog and his hunters as they look to encircle and destroy Thorin and his company. So there's only one thing left to do, isn't there, Steve?
Yeah.
Let's get down and let's show those armies and show the board right now. And of course here are our protagonists for today's Hobbit SBG battle report. We do have some of the members of Thorin's company. Unfortunately, the ones that you don't see here on the table have been eaten. It's happened. I'm really sorry to say that, guys, but we have lost a lot of the company. These are the only ones that are remaining, and they are trying to fight for their lives and defend this grove here. So what we have Thorin, who has his Oaken Shield and Orcrist. We also have Dwalin. We have got Fili and Keely. We have Balin, and then in the centre there, a very beautifully painted by my good friend Shadow and Flame, Bilbo Baggins. So that is going to be our good force holding the centre ground. Let's show you the antagonists for today's Adventures in Arda. Dear oh dear, here they are, still blood gushing from their maws and jaws. That's right, it's Azog and his hunters. So we do have Azog here at the front on his white warg. This is the old Azog, and he is accompanied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hunter orcs on warg. Now, do they have the banner there? We paid for the banner?
Yes, they paid for the banner.
They paid for the banner there, so they will have the rerolls in there. And there are also 4 normal fell wargs. Now remember, if they decide to charge any members of the company whilst they are inside the grove, they will have to pass a terror test. That is going to be the special rule for today's modified hold ground / high ground battle report. So here we go. the already infamous Hotgates Gaming Dice. Remember, you can pick these up by supporting this channel. Get yourself onto the Patreon in the links in the video description below. They are just a little bit of a thank you to all of those guys who are pledging above a certain amount for all of your support back in this project. I'm rolling a black one because the white ones didn't do too well for me. If you haven't gone and watched that, go and check out the Early Bird Catches the Goblin battle report. I like that name. It was pretty good. It was quite good. Okay, so here we go. On a 1 to 3, I'm going to be playing evil. On a 4 to 6, I'll be playing the Force of Good. And I'm going to be playing Bilbo and Thorin's Company. So this is our table for today's adventures in Arda, and as you can see, we've got that grove in the middle, and Thorin and his remaining company are going to be staying inside that grove, fighting for their very lives. However, this is a modified hold ground. We're not going to overcomplicate it. Steve's got, he's actually got 5 warbands in total, because the denizens of Macleod, I believe it's called. Yep. His wargs will be able to roll individually, but we're going to say a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and a 5 or a 6. Steve, you can choose anywhere. Yeah. So, warg number 1. Yeah. He's going to come on. He's going to come on 5, so you can choose anywhere. Anywhere. So he's going to come on there, and the next one gets a 5. He's going to come on anywhere, and he's just going to come on that same space over there. And the next one, the HGG dice bossing it. They're going to come on over there as well. Here we go. And the final one, it's number 6. That's what you want to see when you're rolling dice. You want to see that helmet. So here we go. Next one. The main one. The main one. This is where you're going to roll a 1. Oh, yes! 3 6s in a row. It's an outstanding performance there in terms of deployment. So Azog gets to bring all of his guys on exactly where he wants, and that means that we're going to come back with turn 1 priority. Thorin, Bilbo, and the company, the remaining company, they're not even facing the right way. They're not even facing the right way. So we are going to roll for turn 1 priority. Remember, this is modified scenario. Okay, so we've decided in the last battle report that white would be good and black would be evil. Yeah. The force of darkness versus the force of light. Okay, here we go. You roll.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, another 6.
Get your black dice, people.
Get yourself on Patreon, guys. Okay, there we go. First turn priority is going to go to Azog and his fearsome hunters. As you can see at the end of turn 1, Azog brought all of his hunters forward. The wargs have been trying to negotiate themselves around that southern flank of the woodland terrain. And in the meantime, everything is just rushing forward. So remember, if they come anywhere within, they try and charge any of the company inside of this grove, they will have to take courage tests. Bilbo and the rest of the company have moved up. Bilbo has put on the ring at this point. So this is how it is looking. One thing to do. Let's roll for turn 2 priority. Who's it going to go to? Oh, you get a 2. It's not fantastic.
Here we go.
HGG 6 on the white dice, and it is going to go to Thorin's company. So Thorin, just like the movies, has rushed forward to take on the Hunter Orcs whilst they're in that little bit of a choke point. That was the idea there. So Thorin and Dwalin have ganged up on one Hunter Orc, and in the meantime, Keely and Feely have tried to take one off themselves. Bilbo has just shuffled around the flank, and then we've got Balin protecting the rear. Now we're coming in because there are 2 Hunter Orc, well, Pale Orcs, who can get in on Balin, but they do have to take a courage test here because he is within the grove. Okay, so these guys are courage 2. Yeah. Okay, so courage 2. First one. First one. No. Doesn't get in. Second one. The second one doesn't get in. So those are going to be stuck, and that means that the guys behind are also going to be stuck. Yep. So we'll come back after the rest of Azog's hunters have moved. Azog and his hunters are backed away, trying to lull the company into a bit of a trap, and we all know the hot-headedness of Thorin Oakenshield, and he's going to rise to this because that's how he rolls. So at the start of the combat phase, because there won't be any shooting, Thorin is going to call a heroic strike, and Dwalin is going to call a heroic combat. Would you like to call anything?
No.
You're not going to call
oh yes, I'm going to call a heroic strike with one of the white wargs.
So the white warg is calling a heroic strike.
Yeah.
And of course we're going to start things off with the heroic combat, which of course was called by Dwalin. Now Thorin did heroic strike, and he's going to go up by 1. Oh, that's not good news, not good news. So he's now fight 7, which means he might as well faint because he can't go lower than the Hunter Orc. Okay, so would you like to roll the single dice for the Hunter Orc, who is piercing striking?
Piercing strike, yeah. Oh, it's not good.
Not good, it's not strong. Okay, so Thorin first of all.
That's it.
And Thorin takes it there. Okay, so Thorin, what do you go down to?
By 1.
You go down by 1, so you're strength 3. Defense 3, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will need 4s. So this is Thorin needing 4s, and he gets him. So the guys are going to carry on with their heroic.
Yeah. You've got Orcrist as well, remember?
Oh, you've got a banner.
Yes, I do.
Do you want to roll? What? No, I got a 6 anyway.
You got a 6.
I got a 6 anyway.
So your wounds are D3.
Wounds are D3, but you go, and there we go. These guys are going to get to carry on with what they are doing. So it might seem completely stupid, competitive gamers out there, but we're not playing at a tournament. Of course, Thorin would rush forward, even though he knows that his fight skill is going to be less than Azog. He's going to give it a good go. He's going to give it a bash, so why not? But before then, Dwalin is going to fight, because it was my priority.
Yep.
So he's going to try and take down that banner so it can't affect the rest of the fights. So your banner has a single dice, -1. What do you get?
4.
You get a 4. Okay, here we go.
I can re-roll on myself, can't I?
Yeah, you can re-roll on yourself. So it's 4, which goes down to a 3.
Yep.
We get a 5.
So,
we're going to get that anyway. So Dwalin is strength 5.
Yep.
So strength 5 versus defense 4 would be 4s, but he gets +1 to wound because he's burly.
Yep.
Of course. So we need 3s here. And there we go. Yep. So the banner is going to be taken down.
Courage test for the work.
Courage test for. Just have them roll over.
Yeah.
Just have them roll over. Yeah, and there we go. So Dwalin does his job. We're going to go on, this time with the nephews of the king. So as tempting as it is to do combat synergy here, which of course is a incredibly powerful special rule, that's not going to happen. We are going to start things off with Keely. I believe Keely is on the left here. So he's going to be taking on that Hunter Orc there. He only has 2 attacks. Let's see what the Hunter Orc gets first.
Fainting.
You're fainting, of course.
Yes.
You get a 1, so I'm going to take that. Okay, so spilling over. Now I'm strength 4, you're defense 4, so I will need 4s here. And of course, if I get 2 4+, we'll go down onto the warg. So what do we get? So we get 1. So we'll let you take the courage test for the warg. Courage 2. He's gone. No, he stays. He stays. He stays.
He loves it.
The warg stays around. I'm going to back away an inch there, and that is that combat done. And next up is heir to Thorin Oakenshield. It's Feely. It's Feely. So, Feely versus 1. What do you get with your 1?
Fainting.
Fainting, of course.
Yes.
That's a 1, so it goes to moi. Okay, so again, I will need 4s here against you, spilling over onto the warg. And both of them are going to go down. So Feely does his job, which means there's only 1 combat left, and that, of course, is the all-important one. It is the Murderos, Azog the Defiler, versus Thorin, not yet King Under the Mountain. It's the only way to play. I think Thorin would fight. I don't think he'd hide behind his oaken shield.
No, he won't charge any shield.
No, so I mean, you wound heroes on a 3+, don't you?
Yes.
You wound heroes on a 3+, which is a bit worrying. A bit worrying. But I'm confident I'll get a 6. Now you do go higher fight value than me, so I'm going to roll first. Okay, I'm going to set the bar at mighty 6.
You gets it.
Gets the 6. So are we going to draw another point of might? You've got 3 attacks. What do you get? Are you going to use a point of might? You're going to use a point of might. There we go. So that was that from the White Warg or from Azog?
That's the. I'll make that from Azog. So Azog's used 1, White Warg's used 1.
Yep. So that means that you're down now in total.
2 on Azog, 1 on the White Warg.
There we go. So you do win that combat. Well, I'm not knocked down. Now you do have a special rule where you wound heroes on a 3+. So 3+ is here. Yeah, all of them. Ooh. Thorin.
That's done.
Can't fail any of these. Okay, he fails 2. So he's going to take. Does he use 2? Might do that. No, he's going to take 2. He's going to take 2 wounds.
So he's down to 1.
He's down to 1 wound. He's down to 1 wound and he's out of faint, but he does survive. So there we go. That is our Grove at the end of a vicious turn 2. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. Let's go for priority. What is Barlin's rule, the Longbeard rule? We're going to check that out now to see whether that needs to be done before the priority roll.
Yeah.
So Steve's just read out the rule, and it says in a priority phase. It doesn't say you have to do it before priority. If you spend a will point with Barlin with his Longbeard rule, that you can re-roll. There's nothing from that which makes us think we need to declare it beforehand. So let's roll for priority. Who's it going to go to? I can't get it anyway, so there will be some heroic moves being called from the company. And of course, we have on the right hand side here, Feely is going to be calling a heroic move, which is going to be countered by the White Warg. So the White Warg is now out.
Yep.
White Warg is now out. So we do need to do a roll here. Now you had priority. Sure you want to roll the black dice for this?
Yeah, I have trust in them.
No, here we go. It's going to be a 4+. It's going to go to Thorin's company. Watch! Oh, it goes to Thorin's company, and this is outstanding news. So Feely, nephew of the king, has rushed forward to take on Azog. It was a bad idea in the Battle of Five Armies. Spoiler! But he's done that. He's accompanied by Dwalin. But what is happening here? Those of you that know strategy about game will possibly see the plan here. We have quite a few heroes all gathered in and around that Warg on his own, which means that we are now going to go over to the Hunter Orcs. We're partway through the Azog Hunters movement. As you can see, some of those denizens of Mirkwood have charged into the grove. Things are looking pretty perilous for the company here. One of the Hunter Orcs has decided to dismount in order to be able to get round on Dwalin, because of course of the woodland and difficult terrain. We do need to see if that Warg sticks around. It's important that we come in and do this now. Courage 2. Oh, absolutely loves it. So that Warg is going to stick around, and we're going to carry on with the movement of Azog's Hunters. This is our grove after the movement phase. There of course won't be any shooting, so we're going to go straight into the combat phase. At the start of the combat phase, I would like to call a couple of things. I'm going to call a heroic heroic combat using, as Bilbo got 3 points of might, we're going to use call a heroic combat with Bilbo. That's what we're going to go for. And I'm also going to call a heroic strike with Thorin.
Okay. I am going to heroic strike with Azog.
So Azog is also going to heroic strike. So there we go. That is our battlefield. We'll come back after those movements. So of course we did heroic combat here.
Yep.
Heroic combat. So we're going to do this fight first. So you've got the Warg on his own. What do you get? You get a 3. It's not particularly strong. I'm going to start off with, let's start off with Keely. Gets it.
Got it.
So he's going to get that. And let's do Keely strikes. Keely will need 4s. There we go. So the Warg is dead and the heroic combat gets to continue. Here we go. So Bilbo with the ring on and Thorin have charged in against Azog. And in the meantime, Feely has gone to go and help out potentially Dwalin, although it depends how you split up those combats, to be honest. But we are going to start off with Feely.
Yep.
Keely?
Feely.
Keely. Who is up against a Warg and the Hunter Orc.
Hunter Orc charged him.
Did charge in, and of course you're doing all your relevant special strikes.
Yeah, faint. Faint with the Hunter Orc.
You're fainting, so what do you get here?
Oh, it's poor.
It's pretty poor, it's pretty poor. But I did roll pretty badly with the white dice last time. But I don't think that's going to happen now. Just takes it. Okay, so we're going to prioritise the Hunter Orc.
Yeah.
Okay. Prioritise him and then the Warg underneath him. Sorry, the Warg to next to him, not the one underneath. Yeah. Okay, so needing 4 pluses. I'm going to use a point of might to kill the Hunter Orc.
Okay.
So does his Warg stick around? Courage. No. That goes away. So there we go, and Keely manages to take that fight. So we got this Hunter Orc on the foot here. He of course is pulling Dwalin out of the combat versus Azog. So Azog might be in a bit of trouble. Might be. With Bilbo with the ring on, we shall see. Okay, so
Piercing strike Orc. Oh, where's them 6s gone?
there we go. Not doing too good there. So we're going to start off with Feely. and he gets it with the 5. Okay.
This strike goes down by 2.
2, so needing 3s with Feely, and we get him. And there we go. Another Hunter Orc bites the dust, and not a million miles away from breaking. But we've got the combat for all combats here. It's going to be Azog versus Bilbo and Thorin next. So because of Bilbo and the ring, of course, no matter what Azog here goes up to, it's going to be halved, and it doesn't matter what Thorin goes up to either. So I didn't really even need to heroic strike, although it did draw the might point out of view, and might is in my favour here. Okay, so you've got 3 dice. What are you going to get here? You get a 5 highest, which of course you could turn to a 6, okay,
yes.
but it depends what happens. So Steve's going to check what Bilbo's attacks are while I roll for Thorin. So can Thorin do this on his own? Can he get a 6? Thorin is down to 1 might as well, I believe.
Yes.
He's down to 1 might, so. But he gets the 6, and he takes it. He takes it. So there we go. Now, Azog, how many attacks was Bilbo?
1.
1 attack from Bilbo. And Bilbo is strength 3 with Sting. So he'll need a 5. He'll need a 5 here. You're not trapped, you can back away. So here we go. Need a 5.
Oh, he gets it.
A wound with Sting.
1 fate point.
You've got 1 fate point.
Oh, it's terrible. He takes a wound.
So Bilbo has put a wound on Azog, and he's got 3 wounds.
Yeah, he's got 2 left.
He's got 2 left. So this is down to Thorin now. Now Thorin, remember, he's going to get D3.
D3.
Now your defence 5.
5.
So I will need 5s here. Needing 5s with 1 might. So it's a wound. Now, is it before or after?
Got no fate anyway.
D3. Oh, good
So
point.
if you get a 3+ now instead.
A 3+. Azog dies. 3+, Azog dies! Oh, it does it! And it's a wonderful combination of teamwork there with Thorin and Bilbo. So here we go.
White Warg.
White Warg runs away. Courage 3 or 4?
4 or 5.
We'll have a little look. Okay.
I'll roll it and then check.
It's not that.
No,
I don't think he's
not
courage
6,
6,
no.
but has he got will? He's got will. So you need to check to see if he's courage 5. Check to see if he's courage 5, and we'll come back after that. Poor Mrs. White Warg. She's only courage 4. She can't save that. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone.
So
She's
I must
gone.
stand fast.
She's gone. So there we go. It's looking a lot better for the company now, but not only does that kill Azog and therefore your leader in this scenario, but it also breaks you, which is terrible news for you. Okay, so looking really good for the company here, it has to be said. Let's roll for the next turn. Priority.
5.
5.
Don't want it. Yes.
Oh! And there we go, there we go. So we're going to come back after Thorin's company have moved. Looking really strong here for Thorin's company. They've charged in on 2 wargs that are near the central objective in this game. Now remember, if there's only 3 left on the table, and there's no stand fast there for you now.
No, it's gone.
It's gone. If there's only 3 left, it will be 25%. I've killed your leader, I have broken you. It looks unlikely that this is going to happen for the Hunter Orcs who charged in and around. Okay, so we're going to start off with Courage Test for this one.
Need an 8.
Goes. Next one. Goes. So they're both gone. Okay, so Hunter Orc, which is closest. Goes.
Do you roll now for the wag, or are they both gone?
I think, I don't know. We'll check in a second. Okay.
So this one?
Goes. So you are now 25%ed.
That's the game.
Let's see if this is going to be wipeout. Goes. And there we go. So this is how it's looking. The Hunter Orcs have been defeated, but let's just see what happens to these 2 wargs now. Will there be any heroics? We're going to start off with Thorin versus 1. Thorin versus 1. Does he get it? Oh, it's off the table! It's a 4. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Still got a point of might, haven't I? So I've got 1 point of might.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, takes it. Just. Okay, so needing 4s here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that warg has gone. And then finally, the final warg. Will it be the tabling? It's a 4, it's not bad. Dwalin first of all. Gets a 6. The white dice have come back in this battle report. Dwalin on his own because he's 2-handed, burly, all that kind of stuff. He will need 3, strength 5 versus defense 4, which is 4s. That becomes 3s. Okay, so 3s. Yeah. It kills him.
That's it.
And that is it. So, I believe it's 3 points for killing Azog, 3 for for a break-in, which is 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. So it's a 12.
12 niller.
12 niller. Revenge. Revenge of Hotgates Gaming. There we go. That was our special battle report there, our adventures in Arda. A nice fun little one, and good to see some revenge there for the good guys after the absolute mauling they got in the last battle report. No spoilers there. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. We're going to go into a post-battle bat rep breakdown. Welcome to an Adventures in Arda post-battle bat rep breakdown for that special scenario there, where we saw a triumphant Thorin's company, well, the survivors really.
Yeah.
Let's just have a little moment for the guys who didn't make it.
All of them.
Yeah, well, these guys did make it. So we tried to come up with a nice, fun scenario there, where we had, a grove which was being protected by the remainder of Thorin's company, and then Azog and his hunter orcs were coming in for the kill. Had to take courage tests to get in, but that didn't really come into this too much, did it?
No.
Didn't come into this too much. So let's talk a little bit about how that report went.
I think it's a nice little scenario.
Yeah, it worked quite well.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a hill rather than a grove, could have been very different. It was, I think, the bottlenecks were against the hunter orcs in a big way, but
Massively.
that doesn't take anything away from me, because it's, you've got to play on different boards when you play these games.
Of course you do. I completely agree with you. I think the fact that you had the woodland terrain that was effectively funneling you, but then again, you did all come in on one side, and in some aspects that would favour you in most battles, but maybe in that one, coming on from different sides where you could, might have been a better idea, because then I couldn't necessarily concentrate, and you could have come in on the grove, but then at the same time, the courage of the wargs was never going to be a guarantee coming through and being able to charge.
I was trying to get you out, which happened, and I had to rely on traps. I had to hope I was able to trap you.
Yeah, I think a big key thing in the force that you brought there, I mean, these aren't particularly competitive forces, but Azog has to do a lot. Now, the wonderful thing about Azog is that he's incredibly strong if you can charge him in.
Yeah.
Because it's absolutely ferocious. If he charges in, he manages to get in on a hero, he's possibly going to be high fight value more often than not. He's getting 4 in there, 8 dice, needing 3 pluses with 5 might. He is going to kill a hero, but he needs to be getting that off, and he needs to be taking out a Thorin, even a Dwalin in that situation, pretty quickly in that scenario. And I just think with some little tricks with Thorin's company, doing the heroic combat at the right time, getting
the heroic combat where Bilbo was able to jump in, that was the nail in the coffin for Azog, and it was a good move. Hats off. You know what? It was one of them, when I seen you do it, I was like, how did I not see that coming? But
what can you do? It's genius.
You
know what I mean? But really great fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. Remember, these battle reports are for entertainment value, and if you are enjoying them and you want to see these improve, you want to see more forces, better boards, better lighting, potentially a studio in the future, if you haven't already and you love these, even if you're donating $1 a month to the Patreon, in the links in the video description below, you're helping Project Hotgates Gaming, and the more backing that we get, the more battle reports we'll be able to put on. So if you enjoy this as a form of entertainment, get on it, guys, and support HGG. Don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. We've had a good game, haven't we?
Very good game, again.
We're having a great time. I hope you're enjoying seeing Cool Steve. Hey.
That's mine.
That's yours. Hey, Cool Steve. I hope you're enjoying seeing Cool Steve in these, and because we have got something very special planned, which we're not announcing yet. But for all of you Hobbit strategy battle gaming fans, you've definitely got something very cool to look forward to in the very near future. And me and Steve are both going to be doing that together. So look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Adventures in Arda. See you guys.